developed in the interest of the peoples of the two friendly countries. The Nigerian National Committee for the Study of Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism posted on its website on September the 26th, respect to Kim Jong-un's famous work, "Let us brilliantly accomplish the revolutionary cause of Juche," holding Kim Jong-il in high esteem as the Eternal General Secretary of our party. A meeting and book and photo exhibition took place in Switzerland, a lecture in Indonesia, and a round-table talk in Ethiopia between September 26th and 29th on the occasion of the 69th anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea. On display at the book and photo exhibition hall were photographs showing the immortal exploits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un. Speakers at the event highly praised the exploits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who founded the Workers' Party of Korea and strengthened and developed it into the most dignified and invincible party. A message of greetings to Kim Jong-un was adopted at the event held in Switzerland. Shabdallah, chairman of the Communist Party of Tajikistan, made public a press statement on September the 26th on the occasion of the 69th anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea. The press statement noted that the Workers' Party of Korea advances and thoroughly implements the lines and policies fully representing the will, demand, and interest of the working people. The Korean people are keenly feeling the justness of the lines and policies of the Workers' Party of Korea through their experience, it added. Events were held in Minsk of Belarus on October the 1st to commemorate the 65th anniversary of the great leader Kim Il-sung's historic first official visit to the Soviet Union and the 30th anniversary of his official visit to it in 1984. A photo exhibition opened at the Minsk City History Museum under the sponsorship of the Union of Communist Parties, the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, and the Communist Party of Belarus. Displayed at the photo exhibition hall were photographs showing the immortal achievements of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un. Also hung there was a larger picture reading Minsk Photo Exhibition History of Friendship against the Tower of the Juche idea and the Tower of Victory in Belarus. Exhibited there were famous works of the great generalismos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and other Korean books, photos introducing the features of Sungun Korea, and fine art pieces. Present at the opening ceremony of the exhibition were officials concerned and other people, and staff members of the DPRK embassy in Russia were invited. The participants looked round the exhibition hall and appreciated the DPRK documentary, History of Everlasting Friendship. Meanwhile, a seminar was sponsored by the Minsk City Committee of the Communist Party of Belarus at the Minsk City History Museum under the theme of History of Friendship. South Koreans from all walks of life praised the immortal achievements of the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who honored the 5,000-year-long history of the nation by finding out the father of the Korean nation. Professor of History Yoon Seok-ju, believers of Daejongil and other people of different stripes, said, "It is the undying exploits in history that President Kim Il-sung had the mausoleum of Kim Dan-gun wonderfully rebuilt into precious wealth of the nation, and the exploits are still shining today." They said leader Kim Jong-il, even in bitter sorrow of the demise of President Kim Il-sung, led a project of reconstruction of the mausoleum and completed it as a grand monumental creation true to the instructions of the president. The achievements of President Kim Il-sung and leader Kim Jong-il, who found out the history of the Tangun nation buried in myth, will shine forever in the history of the nation, they stressed. Vice Marshal of the Korean People's Army Hwang Byung-seo, Vice Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and Director of the General Political Bureau of the Korean People's Army and his party, left Pyongyang by air on Saturday to participate in the closing ceremony of the 17th Asian Games. He was accompanied by Choi Ryong-hae and Kim Yang-gun, secretaries of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. DPRK players Kim Hyuk-bong and Kim Jong bagged gold medals in the table tennis mixed doubles at the 17th Asian Games. On the third, they beat their Chinese Hong Kong rivals 4-1 in total in the finals and took the first place. At the victory ceremony, gold medals were awarded to the champions, and the red and blue flag of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was hoisted amid the solemn melody of the national anthem patriotic song. That day, Kim Jong and Kim Hae-sung came third in the women's table tennis doubles, and earlier Kim Eun-hyang in the women's 10-meter platform diving, bagging bronze medals. DPRK parachuter Kim Hyung-jun took the first place at the 16th Asian Parachuting Championship and 2014 Indonesian International Open Games. The games took place in Bandung of Indonesia between the September 5th and 14th. Kim Hyung-jun correctly landed on the fixed point in the men's individual point landing and won a gold medal. Women parachutists finished second in the team point landing. DPRK parachutists bagged the trophy cup and gold and silver medals at the games. The first ship carrying part of 50,000 tons of food grain granted gratis to the DPRK by the government of the Russian Federation arrived at the Nampo port on the 3rd. 2014 Joint National Service for the National Foundation Day of Korea took place before the mausoleum of King Pan-gun amid great interest of the entire Korean people on the 3rd, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the reconstruction of the mausoleum. Present there were Kim Yong-dae, Chairman of the National Reconciliation Council and Chairman of the Central Committee of the Korean Social Democratic Party, Kim Wan-soo, Chairman of the North Committee for the implementation of the June 15th Joint Declaration, and Director of the Secretariat of the Central Committee of the Democratic Front for the Reunification of Korea, and other officials concerned, officials of political parties and public and religious organizations, and people of different sections. On hand in the service was South Korean delegation headed by Kim Sam-yeol, Permanent Preparatory Chairman of the South Preparatory Committee of the Joint National Service for National Foundation Day of Korea, and overseas compatriots staying in the DPRK. After a ceremony, a memorial service for Pan-gun was held. The service heard the congratulatory addresses, which were followed by speeches of representatives of the North and the South. An appeal to the Koreans at home and abroad was made public at the service. And then, Korean artists gave brass band performance and art performance, and taekwondo demonstration was held at the event. A spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea issued a press statement on the 4th as regards the U.S. hostile moves towards the DPRK, which get totally undisguised with each passing day. The press statement said, taking issue with our human rights issue, U.S. Secretary of State Kerry whipped up followers and held a so-called high-level meeting on September 23rd and malignantly slandered our system. The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Democracy, Human Rights and Labor also declared an intention to keep instigating the human scums who are leading the anti-DPRK human rights racket. The Special Representative for DPRK Policy and the Assistant Secretary for East Asian and Pacific Affairs of the U.S. Department of State, officially talking about our nuclear issue and violation of international law, spoke ill of our line on simultaneous building of the economy and nuclear force, and vociferated that when we renounce nukes, security and prosperity may be achieved. Possession of nukes is an inevitable result of more than half a century-long U.S. hostile policy, nuclear threat and suffocation strategy. Our line on simultaneous building of the economy and nuclear force is the banner to further strengthen our self-defensive nuclear deterrent against the reckless nuclear threat and aggressive moves of the United States and its followers, and win a decisive victory in the building of a prosperous nation on this basis. The U.S. slander of our nuclear deterrent and line is a manifestation of its ulterior intention to disarm and destroy us, and its frantic human rights racket is the vicious hostile moves to tarnish our image, disintegrate us from within, and topple down our system. The bigger fuss the United States makes while slandering our line, policy, and system with its morbid refusal and inveterate hostility, the firmer our faith and will to vigorously advance along the road chosen by ourselves will be, the press statement stressed. The General Association of Koreans in China held a seminar in Shenyang on September the 30th. on the occasion of the 34th anniversary of the presentation of the proposal for founding the Democratic Federal Republic of Korea and the 7th anniversary of the publication of the October 4th Declaration. Present at the seminar were Chae Un-bok, chairwoman of the General Association of Koreans in China, representatives of the Federation of Korean National Economic Workers in China, the Liaoning Regional Association of the General Association of Koreans in China, the Liaoning Regional Association of the Youth Federation of Korean Nationals in China, and other Koreans in China. Chairwoman Chae Un-bok read out the proposal for founding the Democratic Federal Republic of Korea and the Declaration for Development of North-South Relations and Peace and Prosperity. Then speeches were made under different titles, including "We will accomplish the great cause of national reunification under the banner of our nation itself." The British Association for the Study of Sungum Policy and the British Group for the Study of the Jutsi Idea issued a joint statement on September 29 on the occasion of the 7th anniversary of the adoption of historic October 4th Declaration. The statement said, "The October 4th Declaration, provided by the painstaking efforts of the great Kim Jong-il, is the deepest manifestation of his national patriotism. The South Korean fascist authorities are hell-bent on treacheries, doggedly negating the June 15th Joint Declaration and the October 4th Declaration. We actively support the South Korean people in their struggle to implement the October 4th Declaration and the spirit of our nation itself," the statement stressed. South Korean media widely reported that the DPRK women's football team finished first at the 17th Asian Games and demonstrated the dignity and honor of the nation. 한겨레, 국민일보, 세계일보, and other media reported on the first and the second that the DPRK women's football team defeated the Japanese team 3-1 in the finals. Foreign media, including the French AFP, the Japanese Jordan News, the British Reuters and BBC, and the Spanish EFE on October the 1st, reported the news that the DPRK women's football team came first in the 17th Asian Games. The Afro-Asian People's Solidarity Organization issued a statement on September 29 in demand of the withdrawal of the U.S. forces from South Korea. And that's the end of the news read by Chesum Nam. This is Voice of Korea. The daily Rodong Sinmun carried a commentary on Saturday under the title, "Where to are they to lead the situation?" The commentary said, "These days, the South Korean puppets officially announced that they would purchase 40 F-35 fighters from the United States. This time, the United States promised to transmit fighter-developing technology to South Korea in return for the purchase of the F-35 fighters. Lurking behind it is an ulterior intention of the United States to further instigate the South Korean puppets crazy for confrontation with us to inter-Korean confrontation and worsen the situation to the extreme before provoking another Korean war. It is also aimed at realizing the strategy of attaching importance to Asia-Pacific with military strength. The reality clearly shows that the United States often talks about peace and security of the Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia, but it actually wants war, and it is the disturber of peace and security and mastermind of arms race. The wicked plot of the United States has already been fully disclosed. The U.S. authorities had better bear in mind that when it does one thing, its opponent would consider more things and take stronger countermeasures, the commentary stressed. That was the commentary under the title, "Where to are they to lead the situation?" carried in the daily Rodong Sinmun on Saturday. This is Voice of Korea.
Now, you enjoy your female soul-in 방송 Winning Desire.
무슨
October 4th Declaration is an action program for independent reunification. On October 4th, 1996 or 2007, the top leaders of the North and the South of Korea met in Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and adopted a declaration for the development of North-South relations, peace and prosperity. The historic October 4th Declaration is the guideline of action and practical program that fully embraced comprehensive ways to achieve the development of North-South relations, peace of the Korean Peninsula, common prosperity of the nation, and the reunification of the country on the basis of by a nation itself, the basic spirit of the June 15th Joint Declaration adopted on 1989 or 2000. In the declaration, the North and the South presented practical methods to put an end to the protracted hostile military relations between the North and the South, ease tensions, and ensure durable peace in the Korean Peninsula. The declaration also illustrated the issues on vitalizing economic cooperation and developing exchanges and cooperation in social and cultural sectors on the basis of common interests, full prosperity, and mutual accommodation for balanced development of the national economy and common prosperity. October the 4th Declaration enabled the entire Korean nation to promote the reunification movement more powerfully with a clear target and confidence for independent reunification. The reunification of Korea depends on how the October 4th Declaration is implemented. When we regard the October 4th Declaration as the program of reunification and implement it, we can realize the unanimous aspiration and demand of the entire Korean nation for independent reunification, peace and prosperity. So, the October 4th Declaration is a practical program to promote the independent reunification of Korea. When the Korean nation, aspiring after peace and reunification of the Korean Peninsula, cooperates and pools its will and strength, reunification will be achieved. All the Korean nation will hold fast to the October 4th Declaration, the action program for earlier independent reunification of Korea, and conduct a more vigorous national reunification movement and bring earlier the day of reunification. You've been listening to my content titled October the 4th Declaration is an action program for independent reunification. This is Voice of Korea.
We now present the piano concerto, Korea is One.
will true and function verification by our nation state.